Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I'm a little bit sick at the moment. And thinking about how I got sick brought me to thinking I should make a video because I can totally see how and why I got sick and how I manifested that situation. And it brought about a really important point on when we should persist and when we should let it go. So I done a video, my last video was about fighting for your reality that you don't want. And when we're fighting for that reality, we're obviously persisting in our mental diet about an undesirable circumstance. So me thinking about how I got sick and being like, oh man, I was thinking this, I was self-sabotaging in this way, I didn't want to go here. So I was like, oh, I need to come, like something will happen. And it did happen, and that's happened to me for years. Like, say I'm quite a homebody, so say I've made a plan to go somewhere and suddenly I don't really want to go. Well, not suddenly, because it'll be from when I made the plan, but it would have been obviously self-concept. That's something I've changed about myself. But I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. I like something's gonna happen to make sure that I can't go. It will like start raining or some crazy coincidence would take place, so I cannot attend the event. And this could happen with absolutely anything or anyone, you know, meeting friends, family, a date, a job. Like, it could be absolutely anything. And if I just decide I don't want to go, something will come up. Now, I obviously have done a lot of work on myself and my self-concept, so I was a little bit like, why is this still coming up? But I've been able to notice it a lot quicker, and I know not to dwell in that. Don't persist in that. Like, oh well, how did this happen? What exactly was I thinking? Oh, what feeling was I having? Oh, why did this? Do you know what I mean? Like, just let it go. That's the sign of not to persist in that. The new thought is, you know, I always go everywhere. If I make a plan to go somewhere, I always go there and I have a great time and I achieve whatever I set out to achieve. I'm always, you know, punctual. I always show up, and everything works out in my favour to get me to wherever I'm meant to go. That's the thought system that I want to persist in. Revising is cool, and sometimes it is kind of necessary just to change your perception around whatever circumstance, you know, in your 3D that you want to change. But in most situations, revising isn't necessary at all. Revising simply means going back about the event in your mind and, you know, thinking about it. So when we revise, we change, well, it's all just perception, so really we're not changing a thing, but we change how the events played out. So say, you know, you went to a party and you got really drunk and you was mean, or things just didn't go well, you'd go back and revise. Well, actually, I went to the party, I got really drunk. Everybody thought I was so fun, like, oh, I was the life of the party. Everyone got my sense of humour, you know. So you'd revise like that. Now, me going on about how I got sick to make sure I don't make the same mistake is just an affirmation of me making the same mistake about how I got sick. So that will just continue to drag out the you know, cold or whatever it is that I'm experiencing at the moment, rather than just me persisting and affirming about how quickly I've recovered from this and how good I feel and how strong I feel and how I'm going to all the places that I intend to go to and actually really enjoying it, and how whenever I want to go somewhere, everything works out in my favour to get me there. And, you know, so we persist in the things that we want and we let go of the things that we don't want. We let go of the old stories. Now, persisting doesn't mean obsessively checking your 3D. Oh, this is what I want, this is what I want. I want a new car, I want a new car. Is there a new car yet? Do I have the new car? Let me, you know, go to the dealership or whatever. Oh my God, they've rejected me because my credit wasn't good enough, or whatever it is. That's not persisting. and that's not letting go. That's kind of being stuck in the same thought process. So when you're persisting, you'll go to the dealership when you feel certain within yourself, like you feel good about it. You'll be like, yeah, of course, like I'm gonna get the car that I want, like of course. It will just feel very natural. But if you're having anxiety around it, that's when it's time to change the affirmations, not revise, but change them as though, you know, I feel good about this. I feel good about this thing. I feel sure that I'm going to get the car that I want. I feel sure that, you know, this process of getting the car that I want is going to be super, super easy. So we're not revising the actual situation or sequence of events. We're more revising or changing our mental diet in regards to when our blocks come up. So obviously, you know, having anxiety about getting a car is a block. Now, you don't need to go into the whole detail of, oh my God, what exactly do I have a block about or whatever. It will just be like, no, I don't have any blocks about this. I feel great about this, you know, I feel great. So, you know, when you, not that you don't need to persist, you never stop persisting, it just changes. You see how, like, when I'm explaining to you guys about how you're going to change your affirmations or your mental diet, you're not stopping or going back, you're just changing the affirmations in alignment with what it is that you want now or what it is that you're dealing with now. So you're always going to persist, even if you know, wanted to date somebody and you really like this person and then your end goal is marriage. You're not going to say, okay, I really like this person, I'm dating them, now what? You're not going to keep saying, oh, we're dating. You're going to be like, yeah, like we're getting married. This person really wants to marry me. I feel so good about it. They feel so good about it. Like, your affirmations or your mental diet is going to change. And it's just natural, because as human beings, that's what we do. When we're in school, we want certain things, you know, we want to go to our friend's house after school and we're affirming about it. Oh yeah, my mum's going to let me go around to my friend's house after school. When you're in college, you're like, oh, I'm going to go on a date with this guy. Like, your affirmations, your persisting naturally changes. So when you get that actual thing, you don't stop persisting, it just changes to another affirmation or another mental diet. What we do, so when they say let go of the resistance, that is just really accepting that it's done, accepting that you will get what you want. I want to say, yeah, accepting that you will get what you want whilst you're persisting, or as long as you persist. And as I've just said, you're going to persist forever. You're always going to do your mental diet forever. You've been doing your mental diet from the moment you was born. But the letting go is actually letting go of the things that you no longer want or need. They're not going to be part of your mental diet anymore. Therefore, they're not going to be part of your world. So yeah, always persist, and allow the story to change and evolve naturally. And let go of things that no longer serve you. And I think something that's quite important, and obviously I mentioned it already, is persist in the feeling of feeling secure and feeling natural about the changes that you're making in your life, feeling good about the changes, feeling as though you know it can happen. That can be an actual affirmation. Like, I feel good about my persisting. The fact that I'm persisting means that it's definitely that thing is mine, that's definitely happening for me, or has happened for me, or it's happening right now, you know. So yeah, keep persisting. That's so important with the mental diet. You can't do or say something once or twice and then be like, oh, it doesn't work. Of course it works. You don't go to the gym once or twice and then be like, oh, why don't I have my dream body? You'd feel silly saying that to people, and people would look at you silly. And it's the exact same thing with the mental diet. As long as you persist, you will see the results, but you have to persist. And it can be uncomfortable, or it's just not uncomfortable, it takes a certain amount of being mindful to get yourself out of the old programming, the old mental diet that you're playing in your head. Like if you see, I don't know, a blue teddy, for instance, you've got certain thoughts about a blue teddy already. So, you know, a blue teddy may mean to you sickness because you went to the hospital and you saw a blue teddy and whatever. So now every time you see that blue teddy, you've got to change that affirmation. Not that like when you see a blue teddy, oh, you get sick. It's like, oh, when I see a blue teddy, I get a lot of money. I actually get a lot of luck in my life. Like blue teddies mean luck for me. Blue teddies mean money. You know, nothing has any meaning apart from the meaning that you actually attribute to it, and that is enforced by your mental diet. So be very mindful of the things that you're thinking or saying, or if you keep getting the same results, yes, do a tiny bit of revision, as in like go back and see, so then you can kind of see your blocks or whatever. But don't like dwell in it. Don't be in that energy like, oh, I messed up, I shouldn't have been thinking that, oh, whatever, you thought that. So you was thinking that blue teddies mean sickness. Okay, well now you know that blue teddies mean money. So, you know, just change it around. So I hope this video was helpful and enlightening to those who wanted to hear this message, and those of you who manifested this message, well done. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video because it helps me, it helps the channel to grow. And don't forget to share the video because it helps more people who, you know, have manifested this message to see the message. And don't forget to subscribe because I want you to subscribe to my channel, and I'd love you to be part of my YouTube family. Thank you so much. Bye.